What up, everybody? It is Tuesday night. You know what that means. It is time to talk some Canes football. First, a little shot of cafecito. Cheers. Hydration, as Flo says. What's going on, everybody? Be sure to hit that like button as you come in. Hit that subscribe button. Got a couple people coming into the chat already. Folks, it's been an eventful couple weeks, and it all positive. I can't remember, well, except for Marcus Banks choosing Ole Miss? No, Mississippi State. Aside from that one little glitch, the last 3 weeks have been nothing but positive. I mean, really, since that 4th and 14, it's been uphill for the Canes. And it looks like Mario and Alex are not stopping on that recruiting trail. Early signing day may have come and gone. I don't know if we're still in the early signing period. I guess we are. I forget how that works. But I know there's still some big names out there that we can go get. And I think we're going to finish strong. Billy Kane, what's going on? So, yeah, got a little bit to talk about. I'm not going to be on too long, guys. Probably just do like a 30, 40-minute show. Just kind of wanted to recap early signing period. And so over the weekend, actually, it wasn't even the weekend yet. I think it was Friday afternoon where we got Jaleel Skinner. That was the big story of the last of the early signing period because we thought it was going to be Nigel Kelly. That was going to be kind of it for them. And, we're maybe going to pick up a couple more down the stretch. So we get Nigel Kelly, which we expected. Then as we get closer to the weekend, Jaleel Skinner, I wasn't too shocked, but I was a little pleasantly surprised that he picked Miami. I was pretty excited about that. We've convinced kids in the past, young men. We've convinced young men in the past to choose Miami over Alabama, over Georgia, over LSU. We've convinced guys to stay at home, i.e. Nesta Silvera, James Williams, Leonard Taylor. We've convinced guys to stay at Miami. I can't remember the last time that we had a guy like Jaleel Skinner, number 1 tight end in the nation. Some say number 3 tight end. He's a top 3 tight end in this recruiting class for sure. 6'5", 220 pounds. He's got the frame to put on more weight. And dude's going to be a playmaker at the next level. But I can't remember the last time that we had a guy that was a heavy Miami lean, commits to Alabama, like says he's going there, and we get him to flip and come back. If you guys can remember a situation where that happened, please tell me because I can't. That's why, we've won, like I said, we won recruiting battles in the past, but I can't remember us ever doing that. I think that was Mario Cristobal and the staff putting a stamp on this class and planting their flag on 2021 on this Miami program and saying this time is different. And you know what? I believe it. I'm drinking all the Kool-Aid right now. And now thank you, Cuban Kane. Appreciate it. I'm going to let the chat fill up a little bit more before I talk about my sponsor. Max, what's good, man? Yeah, so, I was talking about the good news over the last couple of weeks. It's literally since losing to Florida State, it's been nothing but good news. Up until yesterday, Marcus Banks chooses Mississippi State, but that's okay. Mario shows that he's human. He's not going to get everyone, but that's okay. We're still looking at a couple other guys in the portal at that position. We're still looking at a couple other guys at offensive line in the portal and also in this recruiting class that we're looking to flip. There's, I'm forgetting his name. The kid that was committed to Oregon, the offensive lineman. I know Max is probably going to drop it here. He has a name that I don't want to try to pronounce it and butcher. But there's an offensive lineman that's committed to Oregon right now that some people are saying he's going to flip to Miami. And Alex Mirabal coming to Miami with David Luley. Luli, is that how you pronounce it? Okay. Yeah, he love flip season. Yeah, so this young man, I'm thinking very likely will flip to Miami. We'll see. Yuli with an I. Yeah, I think it's with an I. Okay. So yeah, we may very well get him to flip. That would be awesome because we really need to beef up the trenches with after losing Flip Carswell and missing out on Agbo and Cam Williams after they got paid serious money to go to Texas. I mean, we could just out in the open say it because they blatantly were like, if you come here, you get 50 G's, period. It is what it is. I mean, it's hard for 17, 18-year-old young man to turn down that big of a bag of money. Hell, it'd be tough for us grown men to turn down that big of a bag of money. Josh Connerly Jr. too. Yeah, no, we're looking at some guys. We're gonna beef up the trenches for sure. I mean, the trenches are Coach Cristobal and Mirabal's specialty, so I am not the least bit concerned. I can't wait to see what they do with guys like Rodriguez, Seymour. Let's see who else. Mike McLaughlin, and Jalen Rivers, younger guys like that that are coming back. I'm very much looking forward to seeing what they do as far as development goes. Because look, there's offensive lines like. Think of Wisconsin. I remember seeing the graphic when we played them in the Pinstripe Bowl. Wisconsin had an offensive line that was like a 2-star, a 3-star, a walk-on, a 2-star, and a walk-on. It was all development. So we know we're at least getting that. Oh, Jakai. Yes. Happy birthday to Jakai. I believed, did he turn 20 or 21? I saw it on Twitter. Anyway, if you're watching or if you see this, happy birthday, big man. Birdstone, what's going on? Is Walker coming back? That is an excellent question. I would love to see Isaiah Walker come back next year and reap the benefits of being coached by one Alex Mirabal because I think he would do nothing but benefit from that. 21, that's right. Well, that's a big milestone. Happy birthday to Jakai. What is the next big news to drop? Good question. It could be any number of things. I'm waiting for that offensive coordinator position to be filled because look at what Mario and crew are doing behind the scenes. I mean, first of all, flipping Jaleel Skinner without an offensive coordinator, that's pretty crazy. So imagine when we do have our staff set. Imagine when Mario does have 3 to 4 months to talk to a kid or 6 months as opposed to a few weeks. Please name top 2 OC and DC candidates and D-line coach. All right, let's start with OC. Even with the stuff, the negative stuff attached to Kendall Briles' name from years back, my view on it is this. Number one, it seems like his name has been all but cleared of that, at least as of right now. He's been all but cleared of that. There's situations where I think someone deserves, a second chance. And if the man's been cleared, the man's been cleared. And also, as far as image for the University of Miami, this is not his first stop after all those accusations and everything. He went to Florida State, and after that, he was at Arkansas, I believe, this past year. So this would be now his third stop since then. So Kendall Briles is somebody I'm very open to. I think his style of play, his play calling, meshes with our talent well and our personnel. So I like him. Number 2, I would have told you for sure would have been Ken Dorsey, but it seems like he wants to finish his season with Buffalo first before making any kind of decision. And Buffalo will likely make the playoffs, so that could be a while from now. I don't want this Canes team to go into January and February without an offensive coordinator officially named. I think we'd be behind the 8 ball as far as recruiting there. So I think they have to name their OC and DC in the next week or two. In my opinion, at least going into signing day. So Kendall Briles and man, Realistically, I would say Frank Ponce would be my other one if we're not going to get Ken Dorsey. If Ken Dorsey is a possibility, all of a sudden he decides, you know what, I'm coming home, then let's do it. Johnny doesn't adjust at halftime on someone else that is an axe recruiter as well. He doesn't adjust at half. Are you talking about Briles or who? Well, yeah, he's the only one I mentioned between him and Dorsey that's an actual play caller. Maybe you're talking about Briles, I'm guessing. Did you hear which players popped up COVID? I want us to win the Sun Bowl. Yeah, it's unfortunately, yes, Briles. Okay. What's up, my brothers? Yeah, to answer your question, earlier today, Susan Miller-Degnan dropped the breaking news that a bunch of guys on the team tested positive. So let's see what happens. The game is still, it's the 21st today. The game is on the 31st. We're still 10 days away. A lot can happen. They're still intending on playing the bowl game. Hopefully they're healthy enough to play and all goes well. We don't lose too many guys for that one. I know people say bowl games are a glorified scrimmage. I'm on the other side of that. I really think that they're important. Not so much for that specific season, more for momentum going into the following season. I think bowl games are super important. You'll get reinvestigated if we hire him, knowing the NCAA. In the words of Mike McCoy, the NCAA is waiting for us to fart. I love that quote. Yeah, we do anything that smells suspicious. They're going to investigate us. I know it. So you're probably not wrong. What's up, my brother? Hey, Les, what's going on, man? Good to hear from you. Thanks for the follow on Instagram, by the way. DC and D-line, yes, to finish answering your question. So Frank Ponce or Kendall Briles, I think, are my realistic 1 and 2. And DC, Muschamp or Schumann, one of those two, because I think right now they're still sharing the DC duties last time I checked at Georgia. I'd be good with either one, to be honest with you. And let's see who else at DC. I know a name that I've thrown out before was, if we're talking big names, Greg Schiano, but I don't think he's going to settle for a coordinator position. Man, beyond those two, let's take a moment to thank our sponsor. Let's see. What's it? A lot of ops. Agree, John. Screw that. We need a bowl win. Yes, sir. But thank you for reminding me, Max. Let's thank the sponsor real quick. Let me share my screen. And share. All right, guys. If you have not checked out La Espumita, you are missing out. If you're a fan of coffee like I am, go check them out. They sell, the little foam on top of the Cuban coffee. They sell that by itself. You can add it to your coffee. Espumita bites. Delicious. Go follow them. They're a great follow on Instagram. They just came out with this mug that I love. Never out of cafecito. Great gift idea for the family. Go follow them. Go check them out. laespumita.com. And let me go back. Regularly scheduled programming. Now, Philly Kane, who is better recruiter, Muschamp or Schumann? That's a great question. I don't know. I have to do my homework and check that out. Had to plug the cafecito, of course, man. Got to. Yeah, I wanted the chat to fill up a little bit first. Yeah, man. I like the idea of Schumann because I believe he's much younger than Muschamp. Yeah, Max says Schumann's the better recruiter. I like the idea. I like the idea of Schumann being on the staff and Kendall Briles. Those are two young guys. And I think they understand the college football landscape, the current college football landscape a little better, of course. So I would love to see those guys as OC and DC. I'm all for having a young coaching staff over an older coaching staff. But we'll see. We'll see what happens. Those are kind of my picks for DC. And as far as defensive line, I mean, the rumor has it that Joe Salavea is going to be that guy. He was defensive line coach co-DC and assistant head coach with Mario Cristobal at Oregon. He's considered a top 5 D-line coach in the country. I would have loved Charlie Partridge here, but it doesn't look like he's coming. At least that's how it seems. So Joe Salavea is quite a stellar consolation prize. I love that dude's resume. He's, I think, on the Polynesian Football Hall of Fame or something like that. He played in the NFL for years, and they've produced a few studs recently. So I want that dude. I was listening to Gary Fernandez this morning. He mentioned the coach from Seattle Seahawks. For a coach from Seattle Seahawks. Oh, Michael Barrow? I think Michael Barrow's with the Seahawks. Yeah, hey, what's good? I'm guessing that's A Black, Storm Warning. It's either A Black or Groove. Whoever it is. What's up, man? Give me Big Joe, need that Polynesian pop line. Absolutely, man. I love, that's my number one choice for D-line right now. But let's see how that goes. But if you're talking about Michael Barrow, I don't know if I'd want him as a DC here, but wouldn't mind him on this staff at all. He's been on this staff before, and I think over the years, Michael Barrow has developed as a coach for sure, especially coming from the NFL now. A name that's been tossed around, especially on the Flow chat, is Winston Moss. Has, I think, head coaching experience even, so wouldn't mind him as a possible candidate. At least give him an interview. It was someone else for DC. Oh, Clint Hurt. Is that who we're talking about? Let's see. Where is Clint Hurt these days? I know he's been bouncing around the NFL. He was with Chicago for a little bit. Clint Hurt. Yeah, Seattle Seahawks. He's assistant head coach and D-line coach of the Seattle Seahawks. Yeah, and he was an assistant coach here as well. Yep, it's Clint. Okay. Yeah, I'm going to be honest, I'm a little torn on Clint Hurt. Correct me if I'm wrong, but I know he was one of the coaches that was around during the whole Nevin Shapiro thing. And I don't know, it was said that he was one of the ones that kind of gave Shapiro access to the players, and Randy Shannon was like, no, stay away from that dude. So I don't know. I got kind of a bad taste in my mouth. Yeah, he was. I got kind of a bad taste in my mouth with Clint Hurt. Now, strictly as a coach, the guy's been in the NFL for years now, and he is a Miami Hurricane. He played here. So do we give him a second chance? Maybe. Maybe he's developed over the past decade as a very solid position coach. We'll see. Santush, what's going on, man? Let's see. Did I miss anything? Who's not a fan of Cafecito? Exactly. Well, Les, there's a lot of people on this chat that probably are not in South Florida. And if they haven't, they should come down here and try some Cuban coffee. That's the first thing you got to try. Groove would have done his bird call. True. Good point. I'm in Jersey, homie. Oh, nice. He got a show clause for that investigation. Okay. I heard he wants the DC job, and it ain't happening probably. Oh, Hurt wants the DC job. Yeah, I giving him a spot on this staff, that's one thing I'd be open to. But DC, I mean, my short list is Muschamp or Schumann right now at this point. And there was another one. I'm blanking on his name right now. Not Gary Patterson. That's the TCU guy. There's another younger dude. It'll come to me. But that's kind of my short list for DC. And another guy, well, an interesting one would be James Coley. How would you guys feel about James Coley coming back as a play caller? Because the guy's a hell of a recruiter. I think he's the head of recruiting at Texas A&M. Look what they're doing down there. Derek Mason, thank you. Yes, Derek Mason. That was the other one I was very open to. But that's my short list for DC right now. Hurt was too involved with Nevin Shapiro for my liking. Yeah, I agree. That's kind of, he left a bad taste in my mouth. Cafecito and guava and cheese. Yep, that's one of my favorite combos. John, who do we turn to for CB? Not that Banks is off the table. Now that Banks is off the table. Like I said, there's a couple of guys that we're looking at in the portal. I'm sure somebody in the chat will kind of drop who it is. I'm still kind of doing my research on that and catching up, but I do know for a fact we're talking to a few guys there. So we're going to fill that spot. And I think that plus Tyreek Stevenson coming back next year, plus now you got these young guys rolling up like you got Isaiah Dunson, you got Marcus Clark, you got two guys that I really, really like that if they get developed by the right coach, and they got the right leadership around them, I think both guys can develop into very, very, very solid to great corners. I think they still have high ceilings. So you got those two guys, Tyreek, plus you plug in player X from the portal. I think we're going to be okay at corner. I think the issues we were having at corner were more mental mistakes than anything else, to be quite honest with you. We should give Randy Shannon a position coach job before Clint Hurt. Damn, I don't know about all that. But not a fan of Coley as OC, but I like him as QB coach. If he'd be willing to settle for a position on the staff, not OC, hey, I will take him. I will take that all day because his recruiting prowess is well known, is well documented. John, who do we turn to at Corby? Oh, okay. Yeah, so I pretty much answered that. And remember, you got the incoming class. You got Kamari Rogers. You got Chris Graves. You got, Fagans we lost. But right between those two guys, at least one of them, Kamari Rogers, could crack the depth chart and get some playing time. I don't know if he's going to start or anything, but he'll get some playing time and provide some depth. Let's see. So I think we're going to be all right at corner. I'm not too concerned. John, how about O-line helping the portal? Our O-line needs massive upgrades. I was addressing that earlier. I think with the development that guys like McLaughlin and Seymour and Rodriguez and that second string are going to get, plus Jalen Rivers is coming back from his injury. Zion Nelson looks like he's coming back for his senior season. Ja'Kai is going to be starting at center now, which he should have been from day one. And you saw the improvement right away when he went to center. It was noticeable. And I think that plus bringing in one, maybe two guys from the portal, at least one that you can plug in at right tackle, because I think that's the one glaring position of need. And I think someone from just sheer development will step into that right guard role, hopefully. I think we're going to be all right. Center to left side of the O-line, I think we're solid. But that's how I feel about O-line. I think we're definitely going to get help there. At least one, maybe two. We have to. Still no T2 news. I don't think he was a take, as Mario wants kids of certain character. Maybe for the staff, I think he's absolutely a take. If he wants to come here, I'm taking him. That's me personally. I would love to reunite him with Wes. T2 and J Flow news. Yeah, no, it's nothing that I'm hearing yet. Julian Lewis to you, arguably the best wide receiver in South Florida behind Brandon. Check his 7-7 film and his season film speak for itself. I will look into him because I just started a new secret day job recently, so I've been like a little behind catching up on stuff, but I will hit I am gonna dive into some now that we're getting into really like the thick of recruiting season. I'm gonna dive into some tape and catch up on some guys. So yeah, you'll get my take on them soon. Yep, take T2. Yeah, you have to. If you're a coach and a coaching staff that has faith in their development at all, big schools do it all the time. They will roll the dice and take a chance on a T2 or a guy like him that maybe has a couple off the field issues, but his talent is all world. Yeah, we think we could set that guy straight. Look at the Patriots. They do it all the time, especially in years past. So I believe that if I'm Mario, I take him, but maybe they have other ideas at linebacker. I already like the idea of Chase Smith and Wesley Bassett moving forward. So let's see. What's happening with Pace? Adrian Pose transferred to Columbus. Yes, to my alma mater. I am very happy about that. Yeah, I'm not sure what's happening with Pace, but yeah, that is a huge get for Columbus High School because they historically, this is me, having gone there and knowing the history of Columbus football, and they finally won states for the first time 2 years ago, but man, Columbus used to win district every single year. It was automatic. And they were never really, even though Brian Greasy went there, they were never really a school that was known for throwing the ball up until very recently. So that's a huge get for them. They were always like a hard-nosed, trenches team that would just run it down your throat. They were old school. They were physical. In the days of Alonzo Highsmith and Mario Cristobal and, even the latter days of, Deion Bush having gone there, they were always the more physical defensive team that would just shut you down and just kill the clock on you. Now they're getting quarterbacks. So watch out for Columbus. Okay, move James Williams to linebacker. I've been saying that since day one. No doubt, pay those bills. Cuban coffee. John, you missed my comment. Did I miss your comment? My bad. We need about 5 O-line in the portal. I don't agree with that. I think 2 would be good. Remember the young guys that we have from last class coming in and who's going to be developing them now. And you got Jalen Rivers coming back. That's massive. I think he's our best offensive lineman when he's healthy. 2 to 3 O-line, I think. Yeah, I think that's valid. All right, I'm going to be on for maybe 5-10 more minutes to, keep hitting me with your questions, guys. 2 would be good, I think. Guys, real quick, now that there's 40 in the chat, please hit that like button. Hit that subscribe button if you haven't already. I appreciate the support recently so far, guys. Really, really appreciate it. The channel's growing. Got some fun stuff planned, through the offseason and going into next season, like for tailgates and stuff. I got a couple of ideas. I'm gonna start throwing those ideas out as we get closer. But anyway, let me share with you the sponsor one more time out. There's more in the chat. You're a fan of Cuban coffee, please go check out laespumita.com or shopespumita.com. Again, they got mugs, they got merch, they got, some tasty treats. That stuff that you put, that the foam at the top of Cuban coffee, you can add it to your regular coffee. It's delicious. I've had it myself. So go check them out. Really cool stuff. Cool gift idea for the holidays. Great follow on Instagram. Go check them out. They're good guys. Any bear news to Miami? Any bear news Miami flow? Not that I know of. How that would be the most hilarious news of all. If he just decides, you know what, I'm coming to Miami too. We'd lose it. That'd be hilarious. Turn on the notifications too. T2 can play middle or outside linebacker. Give me Ryan Shazier / Devin Bush vibes. Man, he gives you those vibes. Ryan Shazier, dude, it's a shame that guy's career was cut short because that guy was next level. I mean, he was just a future Hall of Famer. It's really a shame the injury that guy sustained. Scary, gruesome injury too. How about that linebacker that went to Maryland? Is he on the transfer? Are you talking about T2? That's the only one I can think of that went to Maryland. Or are you thinking of another one? Now with Mario, we'll have more of pro bodies. Do you agree? Pro bodies at the O-line position? I agree. He shoots for those 6'5", 6'6" guys. We're definitely gonna get beefed up in the trenches for sure. No more of this the Al Golden days of, oh yeah, we got 280-pound O-line but they're setting records in the weight room. Sure they are. Check out Mason Thomas, John, 2022 class, commit to Iowa State, but not signed. There was, all right, let's pull him up. Mason Thomas, 247. Let's see, R. Mason Thomas. Oh, I see. Okay, 6'2", 215. He's an edge rusher, number 54 player in the state of Florida. All right, he's like a top 500 player. 3-star, little under the radar. All right, I'll look into his tape. Yeah, from Cardinal Gibbons. Okay. I mean, they've produced some studs over the years. There was another one, Hippolyte or something like that. I'll look into it. Yeah, sometimes it gets a little crazy me trying to look them up during the show. But no, I'm definitely right now is when I'm catching up on film for some of these prospects. Let's see, could be a 3-4 D end. Thank you for bringing that up, Sigmund. Now, since we're looking at this kid from God, why am I blanking on his name? Hold, please. Cyrus Moss. Since we're looking at kids like Cyrus Moss, do you think that we're going to be switching soon to more of a 3-4? And would you guys be cool with that? I personally think whatever scheme you run, as long as it works, I don't care what it is. But yeah, maybe we do run more of a scheme like that. USC. Oh yeah, the USC transfer, Liechtenstein. I believe that was his name. I didn't butcher it. Yeah. Whatever scheme works, I really don't care. Winston, no, you wouldn't be okay with that? See, multiple look. I'm more of a proponent of that. Multiple scheme, create mismatches on the opposing offensive line, whatever works. Try to out chess move the other team. No, I want a 4-3. Traditionally, that's what we've run. Honestly, whatever works, I really don't care. Is T2 in the transfer portal? I believe so, because that's the second question I've gotten on that. Terrence Lewis, transfer portal. I believe he's still in there. I think we would have known if he wasn't. I think, yeah, it seems like he is. Miami Great D, we're always 4-3 and we're nasty. You can be in a 3-4 and be nasty. I'm fine with a 3-4 as long as it's multiple. I'm good with it as long as we're aggressive when we get after the quarterback. That's all I care about. All right, guys. I think I'm going to stop it there. 40 in the chat right now. Thank you guys for hopping on. I know it was a shorter show than usual, but it's Christmas week. Not a ton happening today in the last couple of days. We're just preparation for the bowl game. Hopefully the guys are going to be ready to go. The guys that tested positive recently, hopefully they'll be ready to go for next week. I really would love to I know it's not a rivalry or anything, but I would love to get a little revenge on Washington State because they beat us back in 2015 in a game that we absolutely should have won. We shot ourselves in the foot repeatedly in that game with drop passes and dumb penalties, dropped interceptions. You name it. You name the mistake, we made it in that game. We absolutely should have won. So I'd love to get another crack at them. Let's see. To be honest, they line you up, you wouldn't know because most ends line up down. Yeah. Any word on coaching staff? Only word I'm hearing, Wesley, is you got Brian McClendon coming in as the wide receiver coach / passing game coordinator, and Alex Mirabal, of course, O-line. Joe Salavea is rumored to be the D-line coach. I don't think that's official yet. What else? OC and DC, that's not set yet. And it seems like T-Rob and Coach Field and, a couple of those guys are coming back. We'll see. We'll see what happens from there. John, question, is there a possibility that you could see Mario keeping Coach Likens with his relationships with Jake and Tyler instead of going outside? I think that would be intelligent to keep him around. Will he get a look at offensive coordinator? I think the bowl game's kind of his tryout, and I think you should at least give him an interview. You should give him a shot. I think there's bigger names out there, but yeah, he should be at least given the opportunity to be on this staff because I'm a fan of Coach Likens. I believe T2 news soon. He gonna be back in Miami for the break. Let's see what happens there. Sounds like a Manny team. Well, what are you referring to exactly? Oh, that we made a lot of mistakes in that last bowl game? Yeah, that was Manny team, Al Golden team, very similar. Awesome show, John. Merry Christmas, brother, for you and family. You as well, sir. Merry Christmas, all right. John, great as usual. Enjoy your holiday. You too. Oh, Aaron Feld. I knew there was somebody I was missing. Yes, he is on the staff officially. He is our strength and conditioning coach and considered by many the top or one of the top 3 or 4 strength and conditioning guys in the entire country. He is very, very, very legit. And I have no doubt that that's gonna lead to that makes the difference. That's gonna lead to a couple of wins, especially in the fourth quarter in that hot sun in Miami. Other teams are gonna wilt and we will not. So that does it for me. Guys, please hit that subscribe button, hit that like button, share with your friends. Anybody who likes Canes football, loves football in general, share it with them. Anthony sneaks one in. This looks like an interesting question. Let's see. John, are any receivers in this cycle that are uncommitted besides Kevin Coleman that I should look out for in high school, specifically not the transfer portal? Man, I should have written this down. Maybe I'll tweet about it. Let me. That's a good question. Let me look into that. I know Kevin Coleman's the one I've been focused on and that most people have been focused on. And in the portal, Frank Ladson is the one that a lot of people are focused on, the guy from Clemson. That's all I've heard so far. Maybe Mike Jack. Maybe keep an eye out for him. I mean, his speed is elite. But then again, so is Kevin Coleman's. I mean, you're kind of getting – and he's a highly touted recruit, so you're kind of getting the whole package with him. Anyway, that's it for me. I'm going to go get some rest. You guys enjoy your evening. Maxed Out coming later at 9 on the Miami Flow channel. Go check them out. They're part, they are part of Team Flow, as am I, also part of Team Flow. Anyways, that's it for me. As always, it's all about the U. Go Canes. Have a good night.